I'm back here at the storage today, and the main mission for today is the kitchen bottom cabinet. I feel like that's one of the biggest priorities to get this thing livable, so I'm going to go ahead and jump around to that. Last night I did a little bit on this upper cabinet. I wired in the under cabinet lights. There's just this strip here that's controlled by this dimmer switch here, and then I also added RGBW strip on top of this as an accent light, and I have the controller just wired in right here, punch through the top here, and then it just basically runs on the top of this channel. So really cool look at night when everything is going on. So I just got set up with the table saw and everything, and I'm going to start with the toe kick. So we're basically going to come out 20 inches and come back over, make this frame, and then I can cut a big piece of ply to set on top and build up from there. So let's go ahead and get to work. Alright, so now that we've got some strips cut out for the toe kick, I'm thinking that this should be enough. It's about 8 feet in length. So now I need to make the wall, basically, for this kitchen. That's going to also act as the toe kick on this side that faces the battery. So I've got my measurements. I've got one last piece of 3/4 plywood that I can use. The material stack is getting pretty thin, but I do have a bunch of scraps that I can use for cabinet stuff, which I'm very thankful for. So let's go ahead, drag this out, put it on the table, get this table saw out, and or the chop saw, excuse me. We can make some cuts. Alright guys, so that's what we have so far. We've got the left and right walls, the toe kick frame, and the floor is put in. So we'll have the hot water heater right here. That's why I have a 20 amp outlet in that corner. Refrigerator and water dispenser are going to plug in here. And then I'll also have 24 volt fuse block that's going to feed a few other things. So overall, I'm really pleased how it came out. I've got that nice UV finish side on the inside of this cabinet. It still has to get shoved up all the way against the wall. That's why there's a few gaps here. But I definitely need a hand to move all this stuff, because now it is connected to this. And so this is very heavy. So hopefully I can get some help pushing that against the wall. That way I can put my pocket screws into the wall in both of these, and that'll pretty much wrap it up for this little piece. Just got to make some walls here, so we'll probably continue this tomorrow. I've got a few errands to run today, so we'll see you tomorrow. Alright, we're back at storage again this morning. Got an early start getting over here. I actually came back yesterday evening and did a little bit of work on this. I decided these are where the drawers are going to go for my kitchen. And so I wanted to put up 2 walls for that. So overall, happy with how everything's looking so far. Got a couple things on the list for today. I want to cut some insulation that's going to go right up here in the very top of this bulkhead. I've got like a 4.5 inch gap that I need to fill there. Now we're going to make a panel for the 120 distribution block to sit in. So this is where all of my wires are coming through from all of my outlets and power distribution for 24 volt. Everything is centralized right here. And so what I'm going to do is make a wall that comes out about 4 to 5 inches and goes all the way across to this battery. And so that's going to house the 120 and 24 volt breaker panel. And it's going to give a really nice hidden area for all these wires to tuck in behind so you don't see anything coming in and out. So this is the 120 and 24 volt panel. I have all my 120 breakers right here. All the 24 volt fuses will be right here. There's 15 different banks you can plug in for 24 volt. And you can have quite a few different circuits here as long as you get the breakers with double pole. So for each breaker there's 2 switches for 2 circuits. We'll show you that more when we get to installing this. Alright, so I just came up with these slick little spacers, kind of radius the edge there so it fits nice around the edges on both sides. So that'll give me roughly almost another 1/2 inch spacing right here. So I'm going to grab some wood glue and get this screwed in, and then we can start fitting everything. Man, I feel bad I didn't really turn on the camera a whole lot today. Filmed a little bit of the beginning and just got really dialed in with building everything. And also time is of the essence, like I was saying. I've got to make sure that all this stuff is cut, and I utilize the table saw with the time that I have. So unfortunately I didn't get to film a whole lot, but I want to update you. So I'm back at my spot where I park overnight. Super dialed spot right here. And so this is what I got done today, or part of what I got done. So I framed the toe kick underneath, cut some boards for the floor, and then made this box. I've got a hinge that I'm going to bolt on here. I don't have enough hinge to do the complete width right now, so I'm just going to use what I have, and I'll go buy some more next time I'm at Home Depot or something. But I just want to make it functional for right now. That's the whole goal. So also I'm really excited how this is going to look with the LED strip. It's going to go all the way on the entire perimeter, and it's going to match this as well. This goes all the way underneath here, there. So looks like a mess right now, but still plenty of room to work. I'm really excited to get it to where it's livable so I can start moving in. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and bolt this together, put the hinge on, and enjoy this nice evening here.